Hello and welcome back to Euro Football Daily, where today we have another edition of Euro Transfer Talk. Stay tuned to hear the latest rumours and gossip surrounding the biggest names and clubs from across the continent. Without further ado, let's get into it. We kick off in North London, where despite missing out on Champions League football during the final weeks of the season, Arsenal are pressing ahead with plans to add proven quality to their squad this summer. Linked with moves to the likes of Gabriel Jesus, Tielemans and Rafinha, three established Premier League players, we can also reveal that they are targeting one of Serie A's biggest names. Yes, that's right, according to Corriere dello Sport, Arteta is preparing an offer for Lazio's Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, who has developed into one of the league's outstanding midfielders over the last 7 seasons, even being named Midfielder of the Year for the 2018-19 campaign. The report claims that the Gunners are set to offer €49 million for the player, but the Biancocelesti are holding out for €64 million or £55 million, which would make the 27-year-old Serbian their third most expensive signing of all time. It's not clear whether SMS is viewed as an alternative to Leicester's Tielemans or whether he could be signed alongside him, but with plans to strengthen at left back and striker, it seems highly unlikely that Arsenal will be able to afford to sign both in one window. But the key question is the former Genk man worth it? In our opinion, yes. The most useful attribute in modern football is availability, and SMS is something of a machine, playing at least 30 league games in each of his 6 seasons in Rome, playing at least 2,700 league minutes in 5 of those campaigns. He's emerged as a serious threat in the opposition box, contributing 11 goals and 11 assists in 37 league games last term, backing up his 17 goals and assists from the previous campaign. Whilst he isn't known for elite defensive output, he is something of an attacking cheat code, ranking in the top 4% of midfielders for non-penalty goals, shots, assists, touches in the opposition box and progressive passes received per 90. There is talk of Mourinho reigniting interest in Granit Xhaka, which would free up space for 2 midfield signings this summer. However, we would be a little wary of replacing Xhaka with the dynamic Serbian due to their different skill sets. The Swiss's almost unrivaled ability to progress the ball and cover Tierney's attacking runs is an underrated part of Arsenal's game, whereas Milinkovic-Savic's passing numbers are comparatively average, completing 4.7 progressive passes that go 10 yards towards the opponent's goal per 90, versus Xhaka's 5.6. Arsenal fans, would you be happy to splash €64 million on Milinkovic-Savic this summer and lose Xhaka, or do you prefer to prioritise other areas of your squad? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Next up, we head to Newcastle, where Eddie Howe is reportedly going head-to-head with Max Allegri and Stefano Pioli for one of Europe's top talents this summer, Roma's Nicolo Zaniolo. The 22-year-old right winger, viewed as one of Italy's most promising emerging talents, bounced back from a hugely disappointing 2021 campaign, in which he failed to play a single game after 2 consecutive cruciate injuries, to play 42 games last year, wrapping up the season by scoring the winning goal in the first ever Conference League final. With the contract expiring in 2024, Roma are keen to tie the former Inter player down to a new long-term deal. But according to Calcio Mercato, Newcastle, Milan and Juventus are prepared to make a move for him this summer. With Roma looking to compete with the Rossonerian old lady for major honours over the next few seasons, having just won their first trophy in 14 years, it seems likely that if they receive offers from all 3 clubs, they will plump for Newcastle's, given the fact they don't represent weekly competition. Although his poor luck with injury has seen Zaniolo's transfermarkt valuation tumble to €34 million, you'd expect, given his age, quality and standing within the Giallorossi squad, Roma would be asking for closer to €50 million to lose him this summer. Whilst this could be perceived as a risk given his injury record, his statistics suggest he could well be worth it. 21-22 saw him contribute 8 goals and 9 assists in 42 games, including 8 goal contributions in 10 Conference League games, including a hat-trick against Bodo Glimt in the quarter-finals. With European ambitions over the next few seasons, Newcastle badly needs some additional firepower in their squad, especially given the fact Callum Wilson with 8 was the only player to score over 5 league goals last term. With every Premier League side competing in Europe next season having scored at least 57 goals, 13 more than the Magpies, signing a forward with bucket loads of ability and potential would be a very shrewd addition. Does anyone think Newcastle can actually get this one done though? Get at us in the comments. On the back of surviving on the final day thanks to that win against Brentford sealed by a 94th minute Jack Harrison winner, Leeds have set about rejuvenating their squad this summer. They have already sealed the signings of Brendan Aronson and Rasmus Christensen from Jesse Marsch's former club RB Salzburg for a combined €47 million, and they now look set to strengthen their striking options. That's because, according to transfer insider Dean Jones at 90 min, Leeds are frontrunners to sign New York Red Bulls star Valentin Castellanos, who scored a very impressive 19 goals in 32 games in 2021, and has continued that form with 11 goals and 5 assists in 17 games in all competitions so far this season. Considering the fact he is just 23, it's no surprise that his manager Ronny Deila, who worked with Van Dijk at Celtic, describes Castellanos as top class. The report claims that Man City considered a move for the Argentina under-23 international prior to Erling Haaland, and that Newcastle, West Ham and Everton are also interested. 21-22 showed just how thin their squad is, with injuries and a loss of form amongst their key players seeing them survive by just 3 points. And whilst it's clear their defence needs work with their 79 goals conceded, 8 more than any other side that survived, persistent injuries to Bamford left them short of an out-and-out number 9 for much of the campaign. With Marsch having worked with Castellanos for a season in New York before departing for Austria, he knows his character, and has no doubt been following his development with interest. With persistent rumours around starman Rafinha, their only player to enter double figures for league goals and assists last term, Leeds need to prepare for the worst. Currently averaging 4.4 shots and 2.4 key passes per 90 in the MLS, Castellanos seems to have outgrown that division. He'd represent a risk given his age and lack of experience, but it might be one worth taking. For anything around 20 million euros, we'd go for it. We've got a surprising story up next with Spanish publication Fijais claiming that Man United and Chelsea are set to go head-to-head for a Real Madrid star, none other than French international Ferland Mendy. Yes, according to the article, the arrival of Antonio Rudiger this summer will see David Alaba switch to left-back, relegating Mendy, who featured 35 times for Carlo Ancelotti's side in 21-22, as they won a League and Champions League double, to the bench. This has sparked supposed interest from Chelsea, who are set to lose Marcos Alonso this summer, and Man United, whose capture of Alex Telles from Porto in 2020 just hasn't worked out. With Mendy set to fall down the pecking order, Fijais claim that Los Blancos will be looking to sign an emerging player as an understudy to Alaba, with Rayo Vallecano's Fran Garcia touted as the man most likely to come in. The 14-time European champions only sold Garcia to the Madrid-based club last summer for 2.1 million euros, and he is now valued at closer to 8. Re-signing a player after just 12 months isn't the best financial decision, but there is no doubt that integrating an academy graduate into the first-team picture would be a popular move with the Madrid faithful, who have watched numerous young players like Odegaard, Hakimi and Kovacic excel for other clubs in recent years. In terms of Mendy though, Real will reportedly look to recoup the €48 million fee they paid for him back in 2019. With persistent rumours that Ancelotti is looking to strengthen his forward options this summer with Sterling and Jesus linked, that money could be put to good use. But is selling an established player who at 27 years old is in the middle of his prime years and replacing him with a 22-year-old a necessary step for the Champions League winners? As good as Mendy would no doubt be in the Premier League, we'd be extremely surprised if Ancelotti actually went ahead and sanctioned his departure. We can't see this one happening at the moment. And finally, we bring you the news that Juventus are incredibly confident they will soon be able to announce the return of Paul Pogba to the club on a 4-year deal worth a reported €8 million per season. Fabrizio Romano claimed that the deal was close to being completed, meaning that this move could have been announced before this video goes live. Given the fact there has been interest from Real Madrid and PSG over the last few years, although the exact extent of that interest has never been revealed, the old lady's capture of Pogba would represent something of a coup, given the fact they have finished 4th in the last 2 seasons and went trophyless for the first time in 11 years in 21-22. The biggest concern with the World Cup winner isn't whether he'll make a difference to the Bianconeri's midfield or even where he'll fit in, with his appearances on the left wing last season showing his versatility, but instead his injury record. In 6 seasons in Manchester, the Le Havre Academy graduate has started over 30 league games just once, missing 72 games across the last 3 campaigns alone. With Pogba turning 30 next March, the age in which niggling injuries generally become more commonplace, if Juve manage to get this one across the line, they'll be absolutely desperate to keep him fit, especially given Chiesa's struggles last term. What would Pogba bring to the Allianz Stadium though? Well, when he's fit, his quality is undeniable. Even last season, in another miserable campaign for Man United, he contributed 10 goals in 20 league games, and at his 2018-19 peak, he managed to provide 13 goals and 9 assists in the league alone. Having operated at 0.25 expected assists per 90 last term, the same as Serie A MVP Rafa Leao and departing Napoli legend Lorenzo Insigne, Allegri will be hoping he can add some much needed creativity to a side that scored 57 goals in 38 games last term, their lowest since 2010-11 when they finished 7th. Juve fans, what do you make of this one though? Too risky or another masterstroke free agent signing from the club? You know what to do. So guys, that was Euro transfer talk for another week. What did you guys think of the stories? Do you think Pogba will be a success at Juventus? Let me know in the comments down below. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to EFD, and I'll catch you later.